Hello, this is Dr. Dorothy Martin Neville. I'm an international speaker, author, and psychotherapist. I'm here with Nicholas Cheka to discuss so much about the film industry. So let's begin by talking about your most recent film, Wisp, and what that is about for you.
Well, Wisp is a short piece. It's, I think it's 23 minutes, 15 seconds, in that range. And it's actually a combination. It's a script that is based on two features I had previously written that came very, very, very close to going somewhere in the big market. Didn't quite get there. Put them in mothballs while I pursued other projects. And the person that taught me screenwriting, Peter Filardi, he wrote The Flatliners and The Craft and everything. He was my mentor. Basically said, why don't
What
you
a wonderful mentor to have.
Oh, he's the best, the best. And we're both from Mystic originally, so and it's a long
small
story
community.
behind.
Yeah.
And he and his brother Jason are both wonderful. So Peter had said to me, why don't you revisit some of those older scripts? And I did, and there was one called A Ride in the Dark, and they were equestrians, and there was one called When the Raven Flies, which dealt with woodland spirits. So what I did was I took the main characters from A Ride in the Dark, took them off the horses, made them into runners so that the budgetary aspect would be a lot
More
simpler
reasonable,
to deal with.
yeah.
And I took these woodland spirits, these I called them wisps, that basically exist to protect the forest and to protect their own, those who are akin to the forest.
Which the Irish would call the fairies.
Yes,
Yes.
I would say almost every culture would have their legendary creatures of the forest. And created this tale of a young woman very obsessed with overachieving, who is upstaged by a teenage rival and tempts the aid of these woodland spirits without realizing it, gets a damn sight more than she bargained for. And it's a bit of a morality tale where how important are your ambitions to the point where they might destroy someone else? When your ambitions get the better part of your dreams, do you still want to pursue them?
Right.
And so it's a story of character, nobility, and morality as well.
And development.
Yes.
Personal development and how to find balance in your life.
Exactly.
Following your dreams but keeping your integrity.
Totally about that.
Right.
Yeah, just,
So
you never even saw the film either. That's good.
No, but this is my work. I love this work. And really bringing people into balance with bringing out everything that they possess, all of their passion and their dreams and their longing to truly live life and not survive it. But with that then, where do you want to go with this film? What does it mean for you in the bigger sense?
Well, a number of things. I've done a number of films since 2000 under the banner of Nightshade Productions, although one of them was under Firesight Films that Alec Astin directed, which was The Curse of Micah Rood that I wrote. Alec directed it, and the late Ron Palillo starred in. Wisp was designed for several objectives, and one of the most important objectives was I wanted to mobilize, once again, the film community. A lot of people were showing up at the Southeastern Connecticut filmmakers meetings. Lots of people with dreams in their eyes, wanted to get their hands on a project, wanted to get into something that finished, got edited, got shown. So as a matter of fact, the man that's filming us at this moment, Bill Hamell, was the director of photography for this film. Mark Allen Kay, who did the editing and visual effects seminar downstairs, was the editor. And Malcolm Cameron was the sound engineer, who is the sound man who basically is taping us right now. So I'm proud to say that not only in southeastern Connecticut, we reached deep into Rhode Island. Brian Ellsworth, who is moderating a lot of this tonight. The people from Hartford, Tim Kulig did the music for it. He's here today. And I wanted to, and I said, we have a very limited budget.
This is a tight-knit community. People are really supporting each other and hiring each other to be there, be a part of it all.
Yeah, it is totally about the ensemble. And what I told them is that we're not in a position to pay people, but everybody will get a DVD of this film that you can use for your reel, that you can use as your resume, that you can say, I did this, I did music for this film, I acted in this film, I filmed this, I was a script supervisor. And that promise has been met, and I also said, we will show this at a prominent cinema here to a packed house. Well, the most important thing is they came together. In my memory, we did not have a bad rehearsal. We did not have bad moments among the cast. People donated food to us, local restaurants. We had a neat little kickstart that we did that worked out very well. But more so, it was like being a Green Bay Packer football fan, which I have to always slip in. We function like a well-orchestrated football offense. Your quarterback is going to get sacked if people don't block.
Right.
You're not going to get a first down if the guy doesn't run properly or if the people don't catch. Well, nobody dropped any passes. Here and there we might have stumbled, but there were no bad moments. There were no ill-tempered
So you create a community,
occasions.
which says something about the
We
leader.
created a community.
Right, I was just going to
Yeah.
say, the leader can set a tone that the rest of the community follows. The leader can also set a tone that's divisive and
Yes.
destructive.
Yes. Oh,
And
easily. I've
so-
seen it.
Right, as have I. So in many industries, not just in filming, but clearly you were all willing to work as a team to make this happen.
Yes.
So where do you go from here?
Well-
In the bigger picture, where do you even want to take this?
Well, what we did was we premiered it in Niantic Cinemas to an overpacked house.
Right.
If the fire marshal showed up, we would have been, I think he would have let us still show it, but he would have wagged his finger at us.
Right.
But it was received beautifully. My screenwriting mentors loved it. The people at the media loved it. So I have now launched it out into the festival circuit, hoping it will land in enough prominent festivals, or even in a few of them, so that people will notice it. There was one of the economic developers in the town, or one of the finance directors, I think it's Ned Hammond. When I was talking to him in London, he said, so what you want to do is you want to send a flare up out there into the stratosphere and hope you catch the attention of the right people. I said, yes,
So
that's
what's the
exactly what we want to do.
What is the process for you then to get it into these different festivals? Because the more festivals you're in, the more opportunity perhaps that just the right person will be at just the right festival at just the right time.
Yes.
To see that. How do you go about getting that out there so that these festivals recognize it and request it?
Well, there's this thing called Without a Box. And it's basically you receive all kinds of notifications from Without a Box on your computer, and they list all these festivals, and then you have access to almost every festival in the country that's worth sending something to. And Bill sat down with me and explained exactly how to work that on the computer, because without him, I would have been a veritable invalid, not able to find it. So he explained it, and I see the festivals that, like there's one called the Spooky Festival, and then there's a Northeast Festival, a Boston Festival. I looked at the ones that I thought would welcome a film with a supernatural edge, with a bit of morality, and it's kind of a sports drama too.
Right.
So you have to hit just the right places. And again, it's limited how many they can take, so you have to hope that they will look at it and say, this will fit into our repertoire. This is a film that we like. We're going to choose this one over this other really good film, but this one fits more into what we're trying to accomplish with our particular
It
festival.
really is then taking the personal piece out of this.
Yeah.
Because if that film festival is about a subject matter that's not yours, this isn't personal. It just doesn't fit
Yeah.
the venue at the moment. So moving, which means back into the movie theme itself of hope and
Yes.
following your dream and being competitive without being so forceful that they're going to have to take it whether they want it or not because it's not appropriate. So this means you staying on top of what's coming up, you having the inner strength to keep moving and presenting this to all of these festivals that hopefully would do it. And with your ability to exist in community and create community, it's then learning, I would imagine, how to have community out there so that those folks
Right.
who know a festival is coming contact you and say, hey, there's something that's coming up. This would be a great place for you to send your film to present it, to be a possible part of all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that happens, one of the things, the ultimate vision I have is that they will not only take notice of us down here, but the ultimate dream here, if I could wave a magic wand, they look at this and say, this is a complete film in itself, but is there a bigger story to this? Oh, yes, there is. What I would love to do is if we had the resources, the money, everything, so that we could put together, I could develop it into a feature length.
Right.
And then I would, again, Alec, I would like to have Alec direct the feature version, and I want to use all the same people.
Which takes all of you to the next level in your
Yeah.
own professional, as well as personal development. Because when you grow professionally, if you don't keep growing personally with it,
Yeah.
it's going to collapse on you. So you've really got to keep that whole development going.
Yeah, and I'm
it's an
fond of
endless
saying,
process, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm fond of saying I don't want to do this with a bunch of carpetbaggers. I don't want to say, somebody says, okay, we're going to put up the money and everything to do a feature length, but we're going to bring in all these actors from here. I said, no. This
Right.
WISP belongs to the people that worked with Nightshade Productions, named after a feral cat that I adopted, by the way. WISP cinematically belongs to Bill Hamell. Editorially belongs to Mark Allen Kay.
The-
Writer here.
Right, but the responsibility, and we'll have to close with this, perhaps for you is, if this goes to a much bigger film, you don't have enough staff, you don't have enough actors to make this, because it isn't just extrapolating what you've got, it's also adding and making it bigger.
Yeah.
So you'll be bringing more people into this community that will need to be assimilated, bringing what you've got, but then expanding, which new blood always helps you grow anyway.
I welcome more, but I don't want to bump out the ones that are there.
No.
You
So
know,
you bring them, everybody goes on the ride.
Sure, we'll bring in others that can join in,
Right.
but not at the expense of the people that built it, because these people gave their heart, their soul, their blood for this film.
Right.
And I couldn't be more proud of them.
Congratulations to you and the entire team you had.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank
My
you
pleasure,
so very
Dorothy.
much.